Here we go, guys. So here it is, another legendary interview. I should say, an interview with a legend. Now, this guy here has been around for a long time. Not just a point fighter, a true martial artist, military guy who crossed over into kickboxing, became a multiple world champion. But better than me saying it, I want to make sure that you guys know. Now, he's a principal player in what we're going to be doing into the future. Because when it comes down to it, we are the elders of the village, and our responsibility is to educate people and motivate some other ones. So, to make a long story short, it's been over 30 years since we really had martial arts at what we consider, in the right page. So, what I'm doing today is interviewing a gentleman who I look up to so much. Um, Whoa, wait a second. What's going on over here? It seems like we're having some technical difficulties. Says that nobody can hear yet. And again, this is something that's to be edited out, but bottom line is that we are moving and shaking, man. A lot of things are happening. I'm excited. Last night we did a little preview of what this interview was going to be about. And Mr. Butcher and I were actually talking. Hey, how you doing, Jerry Peterson? Yeah, so again, here we are. Good morning to everybody. Pat Riley, buddy, we see each other on Sunday. So again, Region 10 legend is a gentleman by the name of, hey, look at that Sri Lanka over there. Wow, Mr. Hopkins. Here we go. We got so many people here. Betty Butcher in the house. Okay, so we're going to get Mr. Butcher onto the phone call because that's what this is all about. It's about finding out some information, because when it comes down to it, there's an the people that have information that we must extract because we got to leave this world a little better than when we got it. That's my goal as a grandfather, as a father, as an instructor, and just as a person who has, some information. But it's not just me. There's a lot of people. So that being the case, we're taking one of those people, I should say, we're having one of these people invest some time and giving us some knowledge. Again, he'll be on in a second. I see that it's being added. And please, sometimes we have technical difficulties, so please sit by or stand by, whichever you prefer. Hey, how you doing, sir? Rob Santana over there, all the way from. Hey, so here we go. But I'm not. Anyway, Mr. Butcher, are you there, sir?
Yeah, I can hardly hear you.
You can hardly hear me. Pay your bill, man. Pay your bill.
I'm good. I got Sprint. What you got?
Yeah, I think you're nice and loud, man. So you good over here. So maybe you have to pump up the volume.
Say, I hear you now.
All right, wonderful. So listen, a few weeks ago, you contacted me, and we had a few conversations. But last night, I don't know what happened, man. You just let the cat out the bag, got all excited, and started giving some history. So before we, are you excited or something? What's going on?
Of course, I'm excited, man. With anything dealing with martial arts, I get excited. But not only that, but anything new that makes it grow. We as martial artists who've been around, it's all once you get a certain level, it's no longer about your physicality. It's about what you're doing for the art. What are you paying back? Are you giving back? So I see that it needs to be some help needs to come along. Just like the world. The world is in a state of help. Martial arts, to me, that's just to me, and apparently a lot of other people too. But it needs help, man. It needs help, and so I'm not really big on this, as you can see, but I see a lot of things that be going on, and I just kept seeing you grinding and grinding and grinding. I'm like, man, let me listen to him one day. Let me listen to this because I knew who you were from tournaments and stuff. Look,
All right, let's just stop. Let's stop it right there, baby, because we're going on to some history here, and people don't know who the heck you are. Possibly they may not recognize you, but when it comes down to it, I heard in an interview yesterday, or you giving information that family were the reason why you got involved in martial arts, and you give credit to somebody. Let's go back to the basics, guys.
Wow.
What was your inspiration, desperation, or motivation to start off in the martial arts at age 6? And I think your aunt was the one that did it. Let's find that out.
My man, look, yeah, my family got me involved in martial arts. This is dealing with the martial arts. This is a legacy for me. You know what I mean? I had to do this. I'm like the third or fourth generation, you know, in martial arts. I had pictures in the background. If you can see, these are pictures of elders. These are elders who, you know, my uncles, my great uncles. So, you know, I came up in a family of martial artists, and I had to do it.
What age did you? So basically, you're saying it's in your DNA. You're part of that village, and you're keeping it moving
Right.
because that's your responsibility. But what age? Let's get a little more specific. What age did you begin?
It's funny because I started around 6 or 7. Actually, I was into music. I was, you know, doing music. My auntie, she came in, Alberta Butcher. She came in. She said, "You all need to go and check your Uncle Sonny out in martial arts." So we was like, "What? Uncle like that? He like that?" So we wasn't able to make the tournament that week, but because she lived in D.C., we lived in Baltimore. So the following week she came down. She picked us up. It was me, my cousin Will, my cousin Benny, and myself. We went to a tournament, and here's my hand. This is the first time I was able to see Grandmaster Riley Hawkins. I wasn't able to see my uncle because he didn't compete that week, but I was able to see Grandmaster Riley Hawkins. I was able to see Glenn Hawkins, Michael Hawkins. Everybody know that the Hawkins family, they started some big stuff with this martial art. So I was just able to witness that, and that was my starting point right there. I'm like, whoa, look at these kicks and punches. I love it.
What year was that? What year was that?
Oh, wow. That was back like in 76, 70. Yeah. And it might have been the early 70s. Yeah.
Isn't that something? So
you
got inspired. When do you remember actually starting to participate and getting it at least phase number 1 when you started taking classes?
Well, once my uncle seen that we was involved, my uncle was the type of person, he got the community involved. So he was giving classes like every Saturday out on the front lawn, and my friends would come along, and we were starting to get, and then I start developing. I start really getting good. And
whoa, on the front lawn, baby. That's what I'm talking about. True school, real deal.
Listen, for those of you who know where we lived at, we lived on Lee Street. Lee Street was like a sand lot and gravel. I juiced it up for real. Front lawn, it was like gravel. We were training in the gravel. I mean, laying out stretching, doing the front kicks, the side kicks, just the basic stuff. You know, and like every weekend we would do that, and I just started developing, and then he took a liking to what I was doing. But my whole family was involved in it. My whole family. Yeah.
The whole gang, you had a whole tribe of martial arts kinfolk doing this whole damn thing. So you had no other choice. You couldn't be no punk.
That's right. That's right. You know what's funny about this? I mean, everybody's seen the Bruce Lee story and this and that, but my style is my uncle created Def Keto, and I had to prove myself because people say, "Oh, that's a made up style," and this and that. Okay, well, but it's a successful style. You know what I mean? But so I had to prove that. So it's like I had to prove that Def Keto was really a something to be reckoned with. And as time went on, it just started to happen. All
right, let me just say this. A lot of people that are watching presently, it's sad to say, but we're going to change this. don't know too many of my so-called peers and people that I looked up to because for some reason that information has been kept in the garage, in the closet, in the basement. Guys, go out there and find those damn videotapes. This is our history. So in recent years, if you notice, I've been putting some documentation based on my personal, matches. But man, 99.9% I was a spectator. So this is what I want to tell everybody. When I fought Eddie Butcher the first time, and when I saw him the first time, I saw footwork, fake positions, and angles. He almost challenged people to try to come at you because he was shaking bake left and right, and then hit them with a combination. But the combination didn't just come from point karate. It came from real martial arts, which, regardless of rules or no rules, whether in the ring or in the street, down the block, in the corner, those damn things would knock somebody out. So all I can say is that I bow and I salute you because we fought at many stages of our career before, during, and after kickboxing. And believe it or not, the last time you and I fought was for a grand championship at one of John Chung's tournament about 12, maybe 15 years ago, give or take. And I had that at one tape. But I just want to give you all the props because when it comes down to it, when you went over, and New York used to come down because I used to bring the crew. When you went down to Region 10, there was a bunch of people to be reckoned with. And you were.
Yes, sir.
You wasn't there at one point as often because you went into that ring and started proving it that it wasn't just about scoring points, but it was mama or maybe the whole family said knock you out because you was doing that to a bunch of people. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
When did you start competing?
Wow, that's a good one. I started competing. I was competing in the Pee Wee division.
Pee-wee.
What they back in those days they called the Pee Wee division. And by me training so much, listen, man. Winners win. Winners win. You know what I mean? I wasn't a third, fourth place competitor. I always fought for first, second, or the grand. I wasn't no third place competitor. So, I mean, Tom Brady, if he's down by 7, if it's 30 seconds left on the field, he's going to find a way to win. Winners win. I was winning back when I was a peewee. It came up when I was a junior. I started winning as a junior. Then it went on as I became a junior black belt. I was winning. I was one of the first people out of my organization to fight semi-pro. Because back in those days, they only had amateur karate.
Now, for some reason,
you didn't have to get on. Okay. You didn't have to get on, and your sharpness, everything was there. You couldn't hit them in the face with your fist, but you could hit that body. I mean, you could bang that body. And, I mean, closeness to the face was allowed. But I wanted to step up because I love the contact.
Let's slow it down for a second because a lot of people don't realize that in reality, martial arts was never. I mean, when you did the control, man, that wasn't easy because the other person.
It was not easy at all.
It's harder.
It showed that you were a true martial artist. That you understood martial arts.
My hairs are standing up right now because a control technique. We're not talking about a miss, guys. We're talking about a controlled technique before, during, and after that we literally stopped it because we didn't want to crack somebody. Well, we would have.
That's right.
But the
That's right.
shots, oh my God, those were more painful than headshots.
And then you had some martial artists who were so good with it, they could shoot the spin kick over top of your head, or just in front of your face. So people would say, boy, he would have let that go. You know what I mean? So there was some really good martial artists out there.
One second. Guys, just so you understand why he's talking about. See, we just might be talking crap. So it's easy for us to show. I believe showing people is important. I'm going to put a video here, link, where it's 1982. So I'm 15 years old. No, I should say that. Wow. I was 16 years old. I was 16 years old, so it must have been the start of the season. I got gloves on, but no boots, and I'm making sure that I'm going over the head because if I hit them, I'll get disqualified. And that was so hard because you had to gauge the distance. But guys, I'm going to put a video so you guys understand what we're talking about. Okay, so let's try to get some type of feeling here. So now you start competing from the beginning, you start winning. By the way, guys, my first tournament that I took a trophy was in 1976, I think November 12th or something like that. 1976, and I was a pee-wee, 10 years old. So it's kind of similar. So but you're gonna fight men, and there was a bunch of people there already. And these people look like superheroes, but you couldn't show fear in these guys because they would eat you up alive, right?
That's
There's a
right.
different
That's
fight
right.
with some of these people.
And because the pot was big, it was nothing but good fighters out there, and you couldn't show the fear, but you had to elevate. You had to elevate yourself. So as I start growing up in the ranks, I saw that I just love the contact. That's also the reason why I love martial art. The contact. I'm a man's man. That contact is excellent.
Henry Grant, rest in peace.
I mean, we call him the magician of the martial art. You saw his feet, but you don't know when they came out. How what Henry was known to flashlight. We call it flashlight. I mean, let me tell you this. Henry got. Let me tell you how them feet came on the circuit. Listen, people think Bill Wallace started that. Listen, let me tell you something. Henry got knocked out in our karate school by Clyde, a spin kick from Clyde. Henry stayed away for about 6 months. Then Henry came back. At that time, everybody was just doing one side kick, maybe a roundhouse kick. No pump insteps. No pump kicks. Nobody never heard of pump kicks till Henry came back. Henry came back and came back to the school. He sparred. That was when we first was introduced to the pump kick. His kicks were so fast, man. They were so fast. So to me, Henry introduced the pump kick to Region 10. Listen to what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, no.
He introduced the pump kick to Region 10 on the circuit.
Well, I believe that. See, I spoke, rest in peace to Henry Grant, but let me tell you something. He was an innovator in so many different ways. My rec suit is similar to a uniform that he had, where he had his own flavor, own different. It was like a burgundy uniform that had like bro.
Well, like the orange stripe down, the gold stripe down. Yeah.
So, and I think the fabric was different too, because Henry Grant, if you spoke to him, he was one of the most intelligent guys. Talking about angles, talking about indirect, direct. Man, he must have been spending some time with Joe Louis, rest in peace to him too, because this freaking guys they were like scientists, And when I saw Henry Grant the first time, I was like, holy crap, because my nickname was Fast Feet that my mother gave me. So when I saw Henry Grant and Keith McKinley too. That was another one.
Right.
McKinley.
Keep training with him from up Philly, yeah.
This is what was crazy. And guys, please understand this. This is nothing but just giving the honest truth. And I got a memory that's pretty good. In 1985, I should say in 1986, I went to a tournament, rest in peace. A lot of rest in peace, guys. Listen, I keep saying this because we miss these people. And I know they don't know when we speak about them. You cannot kill energy. Things people are the things that we stand on. We learn so much from them because they really
are pioneers.
No, at the very least, some of them are legends because I believe that. So, 1986, Robert Everhart throws the tournament. It's November, and this tournament, if you win, you get a chance to go to Bermuda, where they're giving away five.
Yep.
Now again, what happened? I needed to go to that tournament, and I didn't know how the hell I was going to do it because in the division where I was fighting, there was these three dudes. One was you, one was Henry Grant, and one was Keith McKinley. And I'm like, yo, it ain't fair because all these dudes are phenomenal, and I'm the skinny kid, younger than them, from New York City. For the first time in my life, I did whatever I could just to try to barely win, and I won that trip. It wasn't my style of fighting because I was becoming really defensive. We lost him for a second, but listen, we're interviewing a gentleman who is phenomenal. This literally, I'm telling you guys, still incredible. He'll knock you out in both point karate, full contact, what have you. So he accidentally took himself off. As soon as he pops up again, I'll bring him on again. But again, you know, history, untold history, and there's no bragging rights here. We're just trying to just give you guys the truth. The truth is that Region 10 was phenomenal. Anyway, so what I'm just saying is that because we were fighting such great martial artists, it made us better. Is that true?
Yo, can you hear me?
Absolutely, hear you 100%.
Okay. I just came back in. No, say what you said again. Go ahead.
Do you agree?
Tell me when
I went out.
That the competition was so great that it made us step up to the plate and get better?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Most definitely. The competition was on a top echelon. Competition was excellent.
Locally.
And that was from week to week. From week to week. You might win this week, but you might lose next week. So you just had to train all week.
But we're talking about on the local level, you had international and world quality fighters.
Yeah, local level too.
Region 10 was no joke. Harold Woodley wasn't too shabby himself. Sam Shackley wasn't too shabby when we went to Francisco Conde's tournament over there in that freaking where the Mormons are, you know, not the Mormons.
Man, wait, but listen, Baltimore had Region 10. We had so many fighters down here. We had so many fighters down here. I mean, so many karate schools, period. It was the karate school, period. You had Raleigh Hawkins, you had St. Gregory's, you had the Dragons, you had Champions. I mean, everybody kept you on your toes.
Hey, how about
you know what I mean?
Let's slow it down for a second because we know that regionally you did well, but then you got into the military, and then there was a tournament, the Waco World Championships, and that was the first time we actually saw a dream team. Let's talk about that for a second.
Wow, yes sir. Look, I mean, people know about the dream team, the basketball team with Jordan and all the rest of Magic and all that. But that wasn't the first dream team that the United States sent abroad. Let me say that again. That was not the first dream team that the United States sent abroad. The first dream team was the team that I was on, the karate team, where John Chung.
Yeah, Ray McCallum. Yeah, Rudy Smelly. Yeah, John Chung. Yeah, Ellen Chung. Yeah, Charlie Lee.
Ellen Chung.
Yeah, Tommy Hopkins. Troy Dorsey, his brother. World champions, Coach Jeff Smith, Steve Nasty Anderson.
That was a team. That making that team and going over there, competing on that team, that changed my whole martial arts thing for life. That changed me. That changed me for life. You know, I don't know if people can understand. If people can understand when you go through something. That's how long my career been. That you have a transition at a point in period where things change you. Competing with these people.
Wembley Stadium in England. That was Wembley.
That's right. Look, and when I was there with Nasty Anderson, that's all we talked about was this is where Ali fought, Wembley Stadium. Yeah, I fought where Ali fought.
Now this was early 1980s, probably 1983. Maybe the Graydon brothers might have been there too, Jim and John also, because I know you did point karate, continuous contact, full contact. They have forms, and the United States was bar none the #1 team, no doubt about it.
Yes, sir.
All right, so now you also mentioned something that changed your future. you heard that you was in the military, and then this thing came out, this new type of television came out. Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay, yeah, because that changed my military career. I was destined to be, because I love the military, it was a challenge. And I was thinking about just doing my time and retiring from the military. But my brother wrote me. My brother said in the letter, Leroy Taylor is fighting on cable. I'm like, he's on TV. I'm like, what? He fighting on TV? Yeah, he fighting for a title on cable. I'm like, what? I got to get out of here. My whole thing changed. So I wanted to become a martial artist right then. I wanted to be a professional martial artist. That changed my whole outlook. Now, so, I take this martial art serious.
Guys, listen, what he's talking about is ESPN TV, that at the time, cable wasn't something that we even knew what the heck that was. It was a new type of TV.
Right.
It wasn't network television. It was the PK, the Professional Karate Association, where they were doing what was called at the time full contact karate before it became kickboxing. And
that was back in 1980, 1981.
And Joe Corley was the color commentator and also the owner of eventually of what became 10 years ESPN PKA every week on TV.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Just so you guys know.
Yeah, so that changed me. I was over in Germany and I got that information. So I didn't re-up for no more time. I just got out. I got out and started pursuing, what is now made me a karate man.
Leroy Hopkins and a whole bunch of other guys in your region that were training. Let's talk about that, the kickboxing days, the full contact. And they had teams too.
Yeah, they did have teams. Like I said, Leroy Taylor from Baltimore, he was the first one to win a belt, a PKA belt, a belt that was really known. But Baltimore was the kickboxing mecca of the United States. People don't know that. Leroy Taylor had a belt. John Taylor had a belt. Sylvester Cash had a belt. We had a lot, and I mean like ISKA belts, kick belts, the major leaguers out there. We had them all in Baltimore in one weight class or another.
Well, what was interesting about your crew was that you were two martial artists. You guys did what we considered tournament karate and also full contact karate. And you would sometimes from 1 week to the next jump in a tournament, which meant that now when you guys were throwing your technique, you were throwing them harder. But I think because of the tournament karate, you guys were probably faster than people from other regions because those guys came from a boxing background and you guys learned how to box also, but you need a distance and speed from karate. Am I right?
Well, I mean, it was a toss-up, because a lot of us was getting disqualified. But then, because of the point situation, and it's very, very hard to pull your punches when you're doing full contact. So it's very hard. But then, John Burdock came out with the continuous contact. That was the first continuous contact tournament ever. And everybody fought in that. It was Leroy Taylor, Leroy Hopkins, me, so many, Gerald Dawson, so many great fighters fought in that first tournament. And I won the grand at that tournament. That's when I really knew that my hands and feet together were really nice. Yeah.
So my question was, and is,
locally,
do you think that because you did the tournament karate, it made it easier for you to fight some of the regular guys that might have came maybe from boxing that met you at kickboxing because they fought with a different posture?
Well, they fought with a different posture, but I just never took. Well, to answer your question, no, I would say no, because I never took an opponent lightly. I never took them. I don't care what their background was. You learn. I always had an open heart and an open mind. You know what I mean? So some people were good at some things, and some people were good at other things.
I guess
But
what I meant was this: when I look at someone like Bill Superfoot Wallace, or there's a highlight reel with Super Feet, our buddy Leroy Taylor. What I noticed with the guys who did the tournament karate that they stood from the side so they could throw techniques from more of a distance. With a guy who came from a boxing base, squared off their shoulders. So of course, once you get in the ring, react to punch, you have to still know your boxing. But I think you guys had an advantage because from a distance, you can hit them with techniques that most of these guys just couldn't reach.
that's true. That's true. That is true. But this part of that is not true. If you're a true boxer, you know not to square your shoulders up. If a true boxer fight from the side because that's a smaller target. If you're a fighter, you know that. But if somebody teaching you how to fight, you don't know that.
Now you know that throughout the years, one of the challenges that ended up happening with something like kickboxing, because we thought all of us wanted to go from amateur, like you said, to pro, and pro was on TV. The finances weren't what we expected, so a lot of
Exactly.
Is that what,
Exactly.
yeah? So we were right. So we thought that was the way to go, but for some reason it didn't work out. What do you think about, as a sidebar? What do you think about what's happening today in MMA? You know, because to me, for whatever it's worth, guys, just so you know, I love any form of freaking fighting, guys. Just so you know, I'm not hating on MMA, but I'm just curious, what do you feel about what has happened in terms of MMA and the ability to be able to earn a living with that?
Well, for them to be able to earn a living with that, then I mean they're blessed. I just think that they're blessed in a way, and that takes the fighting to a whole nother dimension. You know what I mean? So I mean, you just got to be aware of all styles of martial arts out here nowadays. I have some cage fighters also. And you know, we are incorporating floor techniques. And by the way, a lot of the people that's fighting in the cage right now, they're losing to karate fighters that's in the cage because of that kicking from the side. They don't know what to do with that. So now I'm incorporating the rich hand chop. I haven't seen that, and I've been all over with the cage.
Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that you're not hating on it, you actually participated to try to uplift even that? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right. I'm incorporating the rich hand chop in the cage, and believe me, real soon you're gonna be seeing, before you see people get choked out or whatever, you're gonna see them getting chopped up.
I like that. It sounds cool. It sounds like a movie title. Man, I'm gonna chop you up, kid. So what I'm loving about this is that it seems to me that these two old men, technically between you and I, because we're over a century old if you combine us, right? I'm 52, and I believe you have him by a few years. But we sound like a bunch of young, passionate people. What's up with that? How can you still keep the energy and love and passion for something like this?
Well, when you are naturally born, because I love everything about fighting. I love the person who's gonna lose. I love to see him. I love everything about fighting. Everything. And ever since I was a little boy, I just loved to fight. At the picnic, at the mall, everywhere. I just love to fight. Everybody know that who really knows me. You know, if you start to fight and you was good, then I will see if your skill level was better than mine. I don't know. The fight game is so beautiful. You know what I mean? It's beautiful to see. You can see a technician go to work. That brings me to tears to see a very good technician go to work.
All right. So hold on a second. So basically, you're saying martial, meaning military maneuvers.
Wow.
And then art, meaning creativity and beauty. You see the beauty in the way someone gets their butt whooped. That's what this is about.
Well, I just see it, I would say, martial science. The science of the butt whipping is special to me.
Right. Well, this is the whole thing about it, guys. Again, and those of you who are watching, please understand this. When you look at a technique and you break it down, Now, I believe that martial arts, which is what the title, even though we know that there's science, science meaning strategy, but the martial is the military. In the military arts, you have to take what would be the terrain and give the information to the general with espionage so they can make a good decision whether they're going to flank, divide, conquer, get the high ground, or what have you. So that's the martial
Right.
part, the strategic, which really comes from scientific angles and so on and so forth. But the art part of it is the creativity, the beauty, the ability to make that look effortless. Now, some people get
Right.
stuck in the martial part and all they do is fight, and some people get caught in the art part, which they don't fight. They just get into
Right.
what would be philosophy. It has to be a balance of both yin and yang.
That's right. And that's why yesterday I said you have to be a well-rounded martial artist. You have to be fully rounded. I mean, you are known for your point, but you know about contact. You know about the contact. You made your echelon on point karate.
Oh, okay.
But
Let me explain what happened with that. It messed me up. It was a guy named Tony Arnold. He was the welterweight U.S. champion PKA. Right? So I realized he came down to work out with us. And when he came down to work out with us in Chinatown, I thought he was doing like some charity. As it turned out, he said he gave me his phone number to his house. He gave me the phone number to his job. And when he said job, I'm like, job? I thought he was rich. I saw him on NBC fighting Channel 4. And I'm like, wait a minute.
wow,
And so at the time, you can go to any tournament just about any weekend and win $500. That was nothing. But to make $500 at $3.35 an hour, which is what I was getting paid minimum wage, I couldn't do it. If there wasn't enough hours in a week to earn that, even with overtime. So I can go to a tournament, even win $100. That was almost getting paid a week's salary. A $500 was like a month's salary, and $1,000, where some places had $1,000, was like 2 months' salary. But I could do that every week. And I was a father, age 17, so I had to change my focus and go towards the tournaments because there was more money there.
right, right. Yeah, and listen, man, it messed me up because I thought when I won my first world title, my life would change. And I trained really hard. I just neglected everything else. I just trained, and then I got an opportunity to fight for the FFKA middleweight title, and I won the belt. And I thought my life was going to change, and it didn't. It just didn't. It just didn't change. So that messed me all up too. So I definitely know what you're talking about.
Now, listen, I want to segue into something else because the other day when we were speaking, man, you said something that blew me away. And it makes sense. And this is going to focus more on the art part of it. I hear that when it comes to music, you're an enthusiast, but actually a participant. Let's talk about that. Now, this is going to be left field, guys. Now, you guys know me. I'm Fasty martial arts, but they also know I'm Fasty rock steady. And you remember, I always been dancing. Never stopped that because I'm part of the hip hop culture. Let's talk about your music.
That's right. That's right, man. Hey, look, let me tell you something. The music has been a great part of me, and every time I come on or do something, I don't come on as much, but I always see musicians clicking in. Musicians that from Parliament, musicians from other. I'm on the top echelon when it comes to the music thing. Kevin Walker, he plays with every musician that come in town. I had a guitar player that was from Parliament who played in my personal band. You know, I play bass guitar, do a little keys. You know what I mean. But if anybody come in town, I can plug up with them. That's where I'm at with the music.
So when it comes to music,
I'm gonna tell you something. I started to pull out one of the guitars on this interview. I started to just give you a taste on this interview.
well, let me just tell you, this interview is a no-budget interview, so we can't afford you unless you do some charity. So wait a minute.
Listen, man.
Yeah.
I always seen you kept your music with you in your arts, and that's a great thing. Even at the last cage thing I saw you up the front, people was running. Who's that? Man, I said, look at front, man. He killing them, yo.
I can't help it, guys. Listen, I grew up in the hip hop culture, boogie down Bronx, but I also grew up and was considered the salsa culture, being a Puerto Rican from the Bronx. And timing, tempo, rhythm, distance, footwork really comes from music, and our heart beats the same way as music. So those of you who think that it's a little weird that you like to dance, man, are you kidding me? That's what it's about. It's about being able to feel metaphysically. Just hey, speak about metaphysically. I'm sure you had some out of body experiences when you was fighting. Let's talk about that. I'm sure you have.
Man, listen, man. I saw when I was fighting this guy for grand champion at John Burdock's Battle of Baltimore. I literally saw myself because this guy was killing in the heavyweight division. I literally saw myself. He grabbed me, and I literally saw myself slide out of the grab, come up with the kick, with an axe kick, and catch him behind me, and split his head. And in that instant that I saw that happen, it happened. Bam! I got disqualified. But I saw that. I saw that before it happened. He did something, and he grabbed me, and I went up with an axe kick. My leg came behind. You know how Cynthia Rock would do that kick that go behind? Yeah, I caught him in his head, split his head. One of my students, Frank Conway, he grabbed me. They disqualified me, and a lot of other stuff went on. You know, it was a lot of heroic. I wanted to say something about the tournament. What's the kid name? The movie that was out. Danielson. What was that movie?
Karate Kid.
Yeah, I fought at every Karate Kid tournament that was out and won first place. Even Grandmaster Grella gave a tournament up in Pennsylvania. That was supposed to be the major one. And won first place. I just knew I was going to be in that movie. You know what I mean? That I won all of the tournaments that they put up for the region. That was Region 10 to get people for the fill-ins, and I wasn't in that movie. That hurt me. You know what I mean? But yeah. But it was a lot of good competition out there during that time because listen, man, what happened? You talking about the out of body experiences. Check this out. I was fighting for the grand champion. It was this guy named Samuel. He didn't have no legs, but he won the heavyweight division. I won the middleweight division. So they called me to fight him. I was standing up over top of him, but I was like, oh my God, this guy won the heavyweight. He beat LeRoy Hopkins. He beat all of them guys in heavyweight. I'm a no-legged man. I'm wondering, what in the world? You catch what I'm saying? Listen, so what happened was they got us to fight. What I did, I got down on my knees. I got down on my knees and I fought him because what everybody was telling me was that he was grabbing their gis. And that was at the Karate Kid tournament. He was grabbing their gis, going up, running up their body, chopping them up. So what I did was I got on my knees and I fought him. He hit me in my chest. I never got hit that hard. That was the hardest hit that I ever got.
A no-legged
from a no-legged man.
Harder than anybody.
From a no-legged, harder than anybody that I ever fought. And I fought a lot of people. But I remember, right to this day, I remember his punch. But how I caught him was I just got down on my knees. I could still use my legs, but I was using my hands. And then when he tried to rush me, I slid a side kick out. Bam! Kicked his ass over. Yeah, that was something. So, yeah. Wow. But I outsmarted him. I got down on my knees and I fought him. And I was saying to myself, we say our hand techniques are nice. Well, this is the guy you need to try with because he only got hands. And I like to say that to everybody out there. I challenge you. If you don't think that this man's feet is fast, then do what the thing that he did with his feet. I see all of your posts up, man, when you fighting people in tournaments. Let me see some of the people do some of the things that you did. If they don't like your feet, let me see you do some of them things. If you don't like my hands and my knees, do some of the things that I've done.
Show and prove, right? Listen, I appreciate that because real recognize real. And guys, we don't need to blow no smoke up no one's rear. There's people that we used to line up with. We used to look to the left, look to the right, be like, "Holy crap!" But we had a
That's right.
attitude.
That's right.
We couldn't show we were chumps, you know. But how many times you did things that you never even expected because on paper it looked pretty dangerous for you,
That's right.
and then you
That's good.
figured it out, even with a guy who's
I was the type of person, I like the challenge. You know what I mean? My heart would beat fast, but hey, I'm fighting him, man. You know what I mean? It was always a challenge to me. And I always, like I said earlier, I was always a first, second place or grand champion type fighter. So I knew once the smoke cleared that I would be, in the mix. I will be in the mix. Now, let me say this.
Yes,
when Henry and them was around, it was always a toss-up. Garcia Davis, Henry Grant, all of them guys would be first, second place grand champion in amateur karate. And I wasn't really, I hadn't blossomed in the amateur division, but I had blossomed in the semi-pro division. You see what I'm saying? Those guys were always winning grand champions. I mean, they were flipping coins. Who's gonna take the grand today? You know what I mean? But I hadn't blossomed in point karate like that. But in the contact, I had blossomed, really blossomed.
Well, this is the whole thing about it, right? And again, guys, I think people give me a little bit too much credit in some areas because I was one of many people. I think the difference was that not too many people were coming from New York to those other areas, and I was dudes rolling in there with some people behind me because New York normally stuck to themselves. But when I went down there and I looked to the right and I looked to the left, I'm saying, holy freaking crap. This is not mind you, up until this point, I only know people by reading their names in Region 10 Karate Illustrated. So I have never seen these people.
That's the same way we was. We only knew people by seeing them in the magazine and reading their name. But when you came out to Baltimore, to John Burdock Battle of Baltimore, you was in the finals. I saw you in the finals.
Yeah, well, I mean, for whatever it's worth, guys, I've been really blessed that I think my win ratio is pretty high in the career, in the history. But I think I'm probably one of the top 1 or 2 fans of martial arts. So just watching every technique and learning from everyone was my freaking thing. Yeah, I participated. I've been really, fortunate to have done well. Spectator, that's really, as a spectator, that's really where I had the best experience as a spectator because I was watching and learning. And oh my God, what incredible things I've seen, even in forms. I love forms. Look at what they've done to forms. Have you watched anything that's done to forms lately? Because it's kind of different.
Jerry, I don't think it would be right if I didn't take this time and just thank my family because my martial arts came from my family. I want to just thank my family for blessing me with the opportunity to develop Deaf Keto, which is our family style. And I want to thank, folks, you got to have your alignment right. I want to thank my wife who put up with everything that I took her through, training. And when you go into training, I get evil and this and that. But she put up with that, and encouraged me to become a champion. And I also want to say this. You gave me the platform. This goes all around worldwide. You know what I mean? So this is a huge platform. And see, they never knew that I was going to be on a line like this with you. This is giving me an opportunity to let some steam off, because I fought on the U.S. team in Russia. I won. I won that competition, and I was supposed to get compensated when we got back to the United States, but that never happened. And when I was over in Russia, Lou Neglia put me on his card from over Russia When we got back to the United States, he put me on his card because he seen my performance over there. And that's when I fought Henry Nieves. But because Lou Neglia seen me on that card over there, they never compensated me, and it was the Kick organization. So the president of the Kick organization.
Whoa, the Kick organization was big. They even had, they were in Madison Square Garden. So you mean to tell me that you went to Russia, competed for the organization, and wasn't financially compensated? Whoa.
Listen, knock the boy out in the first round. I knocked my opponent out in the first round. And Lou Neglia was really impressed about that. He said, when you get back to the United States, can I put you on the card? I was like, yeah, we can do that. I didn't have a manager. I didn't have anything. I did my own promotion for myself. And, you know, but like you said, the money wasn't there. But I did that over there for the Kick organization. And now, after all of these years, that was back in 95. After all of these years, I got a platform where I could call that organization out and tell that president, I haven't forgot you. And apparently you forgot me, but I haven't forgotten you. And I think I need to be compensated for what I did for that team over in Russia.
You tell me, and again, guys, I apologize. I may be wrong when I'm making the statement, but his last name was Babcock, wasn't it?
Frank Babcock, my man. You something else. You just like me. You something else, boy. That's right, Frank Babcock.
Well, listen, shame on you, Babcock. But all I can say is this. I strongly believe that the leadership or the lack thereof is what determines the distance of the team. And we as elders have a responsibility and I believe the ability to take things to a level beyond what we've ever seen before. What do you think about that?
Wow. I think that's where your organization is going. That's what I think about that. I think it's going to go way beyond the Kick organization.
Well, that's what I think. Let me just correct you. It's not mine. It's us. All of us. Because I am one individual that needs help to make sure.
I humbly agree.
Because
overseas. I humbly agree.
Overseas.
I humbly agree.
See that right there? That gentleman, his name is Richard Hopkins, Detley Dicker. Detley Dicker has 67 countries already involved in this since 1989. When I went out there this year, man, they treated me like royalty. They say they won't recognize you in your own village. Well, that's true, because when I went over there to Wales and England, it was incredible. So when I came back, I'm saying, oh my God, I had no idea that they were still doing the right thing. I must bring this back here. So I have two positions, guys. I'm the United States president, but more importantly to me, I'm the director of the Americas. And we already got Jamaica and Puerto Rico and United States involved, and it's just the beginning. Teamwork makes the dream work, and this is the movement of improvement. Now, this is the last thing I'm going to say about this thing. There's enough people still alive right now that know better. Within the next 5, 10 years, man, we're dying at a rapid rate, guys, and it breaks my heart. That's why I try to push nutrition to keep you guys alive. But this is, bar none, the last opportunity for us to start the ball rolling in the right place, because what's happened to our sport is not good. Do you agree?
Right. That's right. That's right. And but I believe us together, we'll make the change. We'll definitely make the change. And I know you got followers. I definitely got followers.
Well,
I definitely got followers.
This is the whole thing, guys. Our responsibility is to leave. I'm going to use the example of a basketball court, right? It used to be in the 80s that you had to get the ball in the hoop to get 2 points. In the 90s, they just started dribbling a little fancy and just hitting the rim and still saying, yay, 2 points. Whoa. And then when we said, that's not basketball, I mean, that's not karate, they say, oh, you old school. What are you talking about? Then we left. 2000, they hit the backboard. The rim fell off, and they just have the little box, and they go, yay. I mean, wait a minute. So it's not old school. It's the true school. Because the truth is timeless. Doesn't matter when you test it. So we got to reset ourselves back to the truth. A lot of people have used politics and nonsense, and it's unnecessary. The people who are suffering is all of us. And
Right. That,
that is all of us.
I agree.
A lot of people doing a little bit will make things happen. When I get phone calls from someone like Eddie Butcher, by the way, guys, at 12 o'clock today, within the next hour or so, roughly, we have another gentleman, another legend from Region 10 named Mr. Jenkins. Ron Jenkins being interviewed there too from Virginia.
And Ron Jenkins was a bad collar man, back in the day. I'm gonna tell you something. He always had me standing up. I love Ron Jenkins. I love Ron Jenkins. And he's also a person who thinks like you and think like myself. And my thing about that, what you're doing now is about good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is your better and your better is your best.
Yeah, baby. I love that. Can you say that one more time for those of people who can take that?
Yeah.
Because that's a great one.
It's about, and my students gonna give me an amen, being good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is your better and your better is your best. And that's what we go on.
Hey, listen, so on the side note, it seems like all of us was influenced technically from a guy named Gorgeous George, who influenced Muhammad Ali, who influenced you and me.
Yep.
Or you and I should say. But I didn't write.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, so let me just ask you just a few more questions here because we almost at the 1 hour mark. You have a whole bunch of people here giving you some amens and some I loves you, I'm gonna let you continue with some of these shout outs because you mentioned that somebody that's a martial arts pioneer legend is your cousin, and none of us or many people don't even realize who that is. So let's just give him some more props.
Stephen, yeah, that's my cousin Garcia Davis. A lot of people don't even know that we were related. But I was wondering, why didn't it dawn on you that the way he put them hands on you and the way I put them hands on you, why you don't see that run in the family? Why you don't, you know what I mean? Certain things you should be able to know. But yeah, I give a shout out to my cousin Garcia Davis for everything that he did for martial arts.
And so another question. If you had to mention 3 things in martial arts as a competitor that stick out in your memory as being probably the most memorable, I know you already mentioned one, which is being part of the Dream Team Waco team. I know that you competed as far as Russia, yeah, guys, Russia. But what else pops up in terms of some of the most, like in my case, is when Billy Blanks broke my jaw at ESPN TV, 1986, Madison Square Garden Square Forum. It made me better than ever. It wasn't a win, but it stepped up my game, baby. So
wow, it's amazing you talking about Billy Blanks because I haven't had the time to say this, but this platform is giving me the time to say this. Billy, when we was over in South Africa with Chuck Merriman,
whoa,
when I was waking up 7 in the morning, 6:30 to 7 o'clock with my cousin, going out training, and you was coming in from partying. You had the opportunity to come see me train because I was on the team and I was doing full contact, and y'all was on the team and y'all was doing point. But you came and seen us training to my music because I took some tapes and stuff over there. You would say, what y'all training to the music? And listen, I'm not envious or anything. That made me, when I come back to the United States, and then a few years later, you come out with Tabo, that let me see that I'm on to something really good. But I vaguely remember you coming up to the gym and was blown away that we was training to music. I remember that. Do you remember that?
Well, maybe we'll get the answer someday. But besides that, and again, we got that. We have, okay, so if I ask you your greatest memory in kickboxing.
I would have to say when I fought in South Africa. because you know, at that time, that was back in '86. A whole lot of things were going on here in the United States. Every night on the news, that's all we saw was the conflict that was going on in South Africa. And then, and that happened, man. Listen, that happened on April Fools. That happened on April Fools. Chuck Merriman called me April Fools and told me, Eddie Butcher, yeah, hey, would you like to represent the United States in the middleweight division in South Africa? Uh-huh. He said, would you like to represent the United States kickboxing team in South Africa? I like, hold up. Let me get your number and I'll call you back. Unbelievable, man. So I would have to say that that was one of the highest points when I went to South Africa and fought and knocked out a South Africanist, because that's what they call themselves, a South Africanist in the first round. First round, you know how he came out? He came out throwing a spin kick. In the first round, you dummy. Listen, he came out with the spin kick. I moved out the way of that, went into the rope, because I was always taught that the ropes, if you spring off the rope, that's putting more power into the punch. I sprung off the ropes, caught him with a right hand, caught him with the left hook, and that shook him up. And then I caught him with my own spin kick. Spin kick was one of my favorite kicks back in the day. Yeah, so I mean, people don't know about that because they never gave me the footage of the South African thing, of the South African fight. But Linda Dentley, she was there. You know, a lot of our great martial artists from the United States was there. Billy Blanks and myself. You know, so I like to say that's one of the highlights.
All right, let me surprise you by saying there's somebody who was also there who contacted me about 3 weeks ago, and the commitment that he made blew me away. Now, this gentleman was the #1 contender for the bantamweight from 1975 to like 81. He was a top forms competitor. You got it, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah, man, Sonny Ono. He was there too, yeah. I love Sonny Ono. Was like, Butcher, you do your thing, man. Yeah. And Bill Wallace was over there. Yeah. He was there. You know, Bill Wallace, when we got off the plane, all the media was running to Bill Wallace and this and that. So I'm like, oh my God, I ain't gonna get no attention. And so we went into the mall. He was getting all the play and this and that. So what I did was I ran and I backflip off the wall, and then I start doing ticking on him.
Whoa!
Start doing the
whoa! Boogie boy here, tick.
Yeah, I start ticking on him, and all the cameras came over there to me, all of them, and I wasn't even supposed to get the attention because it was supposed to be Bill Wallace and all the rest of the big, so-called big one. But I was like, I'm big, else I wouldn't be on the team. So I made it come to me. I made all the media come to me, and we didn't see eye to eye after that,
Well, listen, it's interesting because, again, going back to Sonny Ono, this is why Sonny Ono's interview, which was kind of chopped up, he's over there in Iowa, of all places, so it's kind of interesting. But Sonny Ono made a commitment. Guys, those of you who don't know who Sonny Ono is, you might remember him from WCW Wrestling because he was the Japanese manager that brought in guys like Ernest the Cat Miller, people like that. So this guy really is a player in the industry of what would be martial arts, entertainment, or sports entertainment. Well, in 2018, Sonny Ono contacts me and says, hey, I want to help with Wuma, the World United Martial Arts, and there is Federation, but we use the F on the end. We don't use that. So it's Wuma. And he said, I want to go to Puerto Rico and help with the judging, because that's the first tournament that we had established, even though there's other ones before that. And he said he's also a consultant for a company called Fight TV. So we can actually get content, and we do point, of course, we do continuous contact, we do full contact and K1 rules for the time being. We might even add some more stuff to that. And that's what they did overseas at the World Championship. Plus, they had traditional karate with no equipment whatsoever. They had that in the World Championships. And they also had Taekwondo, not WTF Hogo, but the Taekwondo that'll knock your head off, ITF original style. So my point is that the team that started, the people who are reaching out, including yourself, are people who I looked up to, and they're shorter than me. Because they're the pioneers and legends that want to help reset things. Because if we were already, by the way, I don't know if you realize this, guys, but he mentioned Russia, England, and South Africa as just being three of the places. We were already worldwide. We already were on TV. We were in Madison Square Garden and the Wembley Stadium over there too. So I guess that was the future. We got to get back to the future.
Right. Wow. Wow. That was good, Jerry. You funny. That's a good one, son.
I wish
That's
that
a good one.
I wish that that wasn't the fact. I wish that, and let me give you guys a prediction, guys. See, we still have enough youth energy to be able to make
Right.
this happen. The leaders that be are elders, and they're beat up. Man, these guys are tired because they don't believe in the future any longer. So a lot of the people who are trying to help today with good intentions just don't have the information that dates back to when things changed. So that being the case, it's our responsibility to learn from the past so we can make
Right.
adjustments presently to have a better future as opposed to regurgitating. I mean, let's be honest. If we wanted to, we could have done this entire interview on all the crap that has happened to us and how people did not do the right thing. But that's not what we're about.
That's right. I know I could have talked all day and tomorrow you can interview me.
But the truth is,
Yeah.
that's not going to help us. But we remember that to avoid that because we don't want to be the people who people talk about or feel like that. You guys know that I had a situation where I had a clothing line. It went to hell in a handbag. The corporation went under, but I still took personal responsibility and I've compensated people on things that, technically speaking, I wasn't legally bound to anything. My company went under. But it made me feel bad that other people were not having a good experience. I think you and I both know that we could do the right thing. And if we do the right thing, people are going to appreciate it because most people have not done the right thing by us.
Exactly. Exactly. And you'll get appreciated. And that's just like with the youth. The youth know who really want to help them. So don't say they bad and this and that. If you reaching out and you not really trying to help, well, they read you like a book. They know. That's why they always say, you feel me? Because they feel you. They feel that you really not there for them. So don't tell me nothing about how the youth ain't doing this and the youth ain't doing that. What are you doing as an elder to give back to them?
And this is what I'm, see, again, basically that's called, guys, for those of you who don't know, that's called keeping it real. Keeping it real. You can't fake the funk with all that hip hop junk. You got to keep it real because otherwise they get insulted. How often have you talked to someone even today and all they doing is blowing smoke up your rear to try to take some money out your pocket or more worse than that, to try to take your time and energy, and it's all based on a lie of distraction, deceit. When you freak out, you have to use conniving techniques. And that's what happens. People being led and bamboozled by people with bad intentions. And enough is enough. We are not going to take it any longer. We're going to take it to the top because, hey, life is too short.
This has been long overdue, man. So, I just say kudos to you and I salute you, brother.
Likewise.
For the organization. And we're gonna make a run for it. And if it's hard, that's when the tough get going. And if it gets harder, then we're gonna dive in. We're gonna walk in first, but if it gets hard, then we're gonna dive in. We're going in with feet and hands.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. See, guys, again, so you guys know what really this is all about is two of the elders of the industry who do not want to just spectate the fiasco any longer. And we're not alone because people worldwide, 67 countries and counting, who are on the same page. This is the last opportunity in the history that we have this amount of people who are still alive that know better. And all of us
That's right.
collectively have a responsibility, at least I believe, to go for it because our children are worth it. I'm making a 20-year commitment to this thing. 20-year commitment is what I'm putting into this. And 2022, just so you guys know, the Wuma World Championships will be here in the U.S. And I've already been speaking to Madison Square Garden. And at the very least, we're going to have the theater. And the reason I can say that with no hesitation is because there's a gentleman that's right here on my shoulder. You might not see him, but I still feel him. And his name is Great Grandmaster Aaron Banks, who is my mentor. He's not the only one, because my brother's over here too. And I got a bunch of other people behind me who always thought I was going to do better. And I am going to do better by helping other people do better.
Aaron Banks, nobody never heard of karate in a ring. Get out of here, man. Come on, nobody never knew anything about karate in the ring. Aaron Banks gave the first karate in the ring up in New York.
Oriental Water Self-Defense, Wild Willer Sports, Wild Willer Sports, Oriental Water Self-Defense. Guys, again, we are here because we are blessed to still be alive, and we're going to take these God-given gifts that we can still remember presently and share it with all of us. Any last parting words, sir?
Well, I just want to congratulate you again on the work that you're doing. I know it's going to be a lot of work to put in, and I think that you have the endurance for that. I think you have the endurance for that, and no matter what, keep God first, man, because without his inspiration in you, it wouldn't happen. And I want to thank all of the students and all of the elders and everybody who was listening to this interview. This was long overdue, and we want to give a big shout out to Fontenez. Keep the good work up, man. Keep the good work up.
I thank you. Again, guys.
That's Tito for life.
Yes, sir. You have gotten so many people here giving you props. You got a lot of people who love you. When you get a chance to go back, you're going to have to thank a whole bunch of people. So press the like button, because they gave a lot of history. By the way, BKF is in the house, Marty Eubanks is in the house, and a whole bunch of people. So this is not just you and I. We are not alone. I'm going to say just one more thing, guys, just so you know. I have a student of mine who just returned back from Okinawa, and he was training there for 2 months, I should say 2 weeks. This gentleman was also the DJ for Little Kim and Junior Mafia and the backup DJ for Biggie Smalls. He was on my team. His nickname is Exotic. His name is Jean-Claude Lewiston. And and I'm going to interview him, I believe, either later today or tomorrow. One of the things that I asked him, and again, guys, this is not to be offensive. This is to be proper, to be educated. I said, you're in Okinawa. When they bow, did they say us? He said, no. I said, they don't say that? So the Okinawans invented karate, not the Japanese, and the Okinawans don't say that. So when you study the history of things that we're regurgitating, sometimes they don't make any sense. So please listen and learn, because we will be giving people some non-competition but real deal martial arts history. The Okinawans invented the China hand. The Japanese changed it to the way of the open hand. Yes, people have been fighting all over the world, starting with Egypt and everywhere. But the truth of the matter is that sometimes we regurgitate things that are not the truth. So we're going to share the truth as told by those who know better. So I don't say us. I come from Taekwondo. We used to say Taekwondo. We used to say Taekwondo. I come from Kung Fu. We said nothing. You got people from Chinese style and Korean styles that say us. They call each other sensei. No. We respect all of us for our diversity of what we are, and it's all beautiful, and it's all about us. All of us.
All of us.
And that's my words. When I say AB, you say see ya, sir. AB.
See ya.
We out of here. Just begun.
We out.
Just begun. Thank you, sir. Blessings.